Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video here at Easy Auctioning Box Breaks. And today in this video we're going to take a look at two more of my old school Magic the Gathering decks, since the first video has gotten a pretty decent amount of views. So I guess I'll do this for a while until I run out of the decks that I have made. We'll take a look at this one. This is another older deck with a few newer, and when I mean newer, it's probably 10 or 15 years ago newer cards in it. This is a deck that I have an infinite combo set up in, and it's basically meant to mill the opponent's deck from them, or possibly mill, but you can draw cards to help you get where the cards you need. That's why this Brain Geyser's in here. This is a restricted card when I was playing, so that means you can only have one of these in your deck. Granger, she's just in there to let you search for a basic land so you can put it into play. This is one of the winning cards to that combo, Brain Freeze. It has a mechanic called Storm, so when you play it, you copy it for each spell that was played before that. So with the infinite combo, basically you make them take the top three cards of their deck and put it into their graveyard for infinity. Basically, you get rid of their deck and you win the game once they can't draw a card on their turn. So the Brain Freeze is the end game of the deck. To get to that, this is one of the creatures, so it's a Man of War. So when it comes into play, you bounce another creature back to your hand. So you play that with this Allurn, which is an enchantment, which any creature card that has a casting cost of 3 or less, you can basically play as an instant for free. So all my creatures are cost 3 or less in here. So anything that I get, I'd be able to play for free, not using up any mana. You get this one with this enchantment, and then you just need one other creature in here that also bounces. So you bounce each other back to their hands. Yeah, the Cavern Harpy. So basically, you use one of these to bounce the other one. You just pick a number and you do it that many times, and then you Brain Freeze your opponent to get rid of their deck, and you win. But there's other creatures. So I have Force of Wills. These are old school from Alliances. Allurn, that's that good enchantment. Brain Freeze. There's a DCI Friday Night Magic counterspell. Miscalculations, an old counterspell. Yavimaya Coast. There's the Harpy. I believe I have 4 Force of Wills in this deck. Wall of Blossoms lets you draw a card, and you can play it for free with that enchantment. And basically, you can bounce it back to your hand till you get the cards you need. There's another Force. And there's the 4th one. There's the Ice Age counterspell. And that's pretty much that deck. It's a relatively fast deck too. And I'm sure nowadays there's other cards, newer cards that would go in here that could tweak it to make it a lot better. But again, I made this deck probably 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. And the second deck for this video is a black and blue deck, what I used to call a bruise deck, hence black and blue. And I can't remember I think it was just like counterspell, draw cards, and then steal your opponent's crap from them. Either creatures or, I was mostly creatures. So lets you draw an extra card. This is where my Underground Sea dual lands are in. Shadow Mage Infiltrator's old card. Here's a newer to, as opposed to some of the other cards. Glimpse the Unthinkable. Gosh, my tongue's tied. Basically, for 2 mana, you take the top 10 cards of your opponent's library and put it into their graveyard. It's pretty vicious. Undermines a counterspell where your opponent would lose a life when you counter it. Bribery is a great card. You go through your opponent's library and steal a creature card and put it into play under your control. Treachery is another one. That's a great card. It lets you take control of your opponent's creature, and then you get to untap the 5 lands that you used to cast it. Underworld Dreams has been reprinted many times. Opponent draws a card, they lose a life. Here's another Underground. Here's another creature that lets you draw cards. Old Dark Ritual, another Brain Geyser. Infiltrator, another Bribery. Undermine, here's another good card. Intuition from Tempest Block. Another Glimpse. Here's a foil. Underworld Dreams. Some more counter spells. Another Underground Sea. Dark Writ. Another Kami. Treachery. Another Undermine. Another Underworld. So I have 4 of those. Here's another great card. Stroke of Genius. Again, it lets you draw cards. And it's an instant as opposed to the Brain Geyser, which is a sorcery. Gifts Ungiven is a pretty good card. This is a foil. It's been reprinted a few times. Another Infiltrator, Watery Grave, Glimpse, and a Dark Writ. All right, so that does it for these 2 decks. Let me know what you guys think. Throw me some suggestions of newer cards that are out that may tweak these decks to be better than what they are now. If you liked the video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, and I will keep putting these videos out as long as they keep getting the views. I enjoy looking at some of my old cards, reminiscing about the good old days, playing with my friends, and having some fun. Till then, take care, everybody, and have a good night.